Yo, Raider Nation, what's good, Silver and Black Faithful? It's time to dive into some electrifying Las Vegas Raiders news that's got the whole NFL buzzing. We're talking Gino Smith getting slept on in fantasy drafts, a revamped offense ready to explode, and a 2025 season that could shake up the AFC West. Buckle up, because we're about to unpack why the Raiders are poised to surprise the doubters and why you need to keep your eyes glued to this squad. Ready to feel the pulse of Raider Nation? Let's roll. Gino Smith is walking into Allegiant Stadium with a chip on his shoulder, and I'm here for it. The man's been disrespected in fantasy football drafts, sliding to an ADP of 171, ranked as the 26th quarterback behind names like Trevor Lawrence and even rookie Cam Ward. Are you kidding me? This is the same Gino who lit it up in 2022, finishing as a top 6 fantasy QB with 18.7 points per game, and last year still managed 4,320 passing yards and 21 touchdowns despite a shaky Seahawks O-line. So why the hate? Is it his age, the new team, or are fantasy drafters just sleeping on the silver and black's potential? Let's break it down and see why Gino's about to prove them all wrong. The Raiders' offense is no joke this year, nation. With Pete Carroll calling the shots and reuniting with his former Seahawks star, Gino's got the keys to a souped-up ride. Jakobi Meyers is coming off a 1,000-yard season, and rookie sensation Ashton Jeanty, the 6th overall pick, is ready to bulldoze defenses. Add in Brock Bowers, who just had the best rookie tight end season ever with 1,194 yards, and Trey Tucker's deep threat speed, and you've got a recipe for an explosive attack. Last year, the Raiders ranked 27th in total yards and 29th in points. Ouch. But with Gino's pinpoint accuracy and a dome-heavy schedule where he's thrown 30 TDs to just 5 picks, this offense could climb into the top half of the league. What do you think? Can this crew flip the script? Here's the hook. The Raiders' 2025 schedule is setting Gino up for a breakout. 11 of their 17 games are in domes, where he's a straight-up beast with a 110.8 passer rating. Matchups against the AFC South, Cleveland Browns, and New York Giants? That's a fantasy owner's dream. Gino's got the tools, the coach, and the stage to silence the doubters. But can he turn back the clock to his 2022 Pro Bowl form? Let's dive deeper into why the fantasy world's sleeping on our QB and how the Raiders' new-look roster is about to wake him up. Gino Smith's story is pure Raider material, grit, redemption, and a whole lot of heart. Back in 2022, he shocked the NFL, leading the league with a 69.8% completion rate and earning a Pro Bowl nod under Pete Carroll. Fast forward to 2025, and he's reunited with his old coach in Vegas, ready to rewrite the narrative. Last season, despite Seattle's O-line giving up 54 sacks, Gino still threw for 4,320 yards and had 12 game-winning drives since 2022, second most in the NFL. That's clutch, nation. His deep ball prowess, graded at 99.9 by PFF, is tailor-made for Allegiant's fast turf and perfect conditions. So why is he ranked behind unproven QBs like Michael Penix Jr.? The Raiders' offense is loaded with weapons, and Gino's the maestro ready to conduct the symphony. Jakobi Meyers, with 129 targets last year, is a reliable WR1, while Trey Tucker's speed stretches defenses thin. Gino even compared him to All-Pro Santana Moss. Then there's Ashton Jeanty, the rookie RB who's got defenders shaking in their cleats. Don't sleep on Brock Bowers either. His chemistry with Gino in minicamp was electric and tight, and Michael Mayer adds another red zone threat. This ain't the 2024 Raiders offense that sputtered to 29th in points. With Pete Carroll's play calling and Gino's experience, we're looking at a unit that could drop 24-plus point a game. Sound like a fantasy steal to you? Fantasy drafters are missing the plot, and it's going to cost him. Gino's ADP of 171 puts him in the free agent pool in most 12-team leagues. But his 2024 stats, 407 completions, 70.4% completion rate, 2,139 air yards, scream QB2 with QB1 upside. He had 4 300-yard games last year, including a 395-yard torching of the Lions. with the Raiders' improved O-line allowing 50 sacks, tied for 7th most last year, but better than Seattle's 54. Gino's got more time to carve up secondaries. And those dome games? There's Playground. In 14 indoor games with Seattle, he averaged over 2 TDs per game. Who's snagging him in the late rounds of your draft? Here's where it gets spicy. The Raiders face a schedule packed with winnable games. The AFC South is tough, but inconsistent. Think Titans and Jaguars secondaries that Gino can exploit. The Browns and Giants? Their pass defenses ranked in the bottom third last year. Gino's already shown he can dice up defenses like Detroit's, dropping 648 yards and 4 TDs over 2 games at Ford Field. With 11 dome games, including every home game at Allegiant, he's got the perfect stage to rack up fantasy points. Raider Nation, are you drafting Gino as your sleeper pick, or is the fantasy world right to doubt him? Let's talk roster upgrades, because the Raiders didn't just stop at Gino. GM John Spytek and Pete Carroll went all in, trading a third-round pick to bring Smith to Vegas and drafting Cam Miller from North Dakota State to bolster the QB room. Miller's a winner, 45-11 in college with 2 FCS titles, and his mobility, 2,277 rushing yards, adds depth behind Gino. Aiden O'Connell and Carter Bradley are still in the mix, but Gino's the undisputed QB1, bringing stability after a 2024 season where 5 different QBs started for the Raiders. That carousel? Done. Gino's 27 wins from 2022 to 24 ranks 6th among all QBs. How much will his leadership elevate this squad? The offense isn't the only storyline heating up. Ashton Jeanty's arrival signals a shift to a balanced attack, easing the pressure on Gino. Last year, the Raiders' run game was anemic, but Jeanty's college tape, think 2,000+ yards and 20+ TDs, suggests he's a game changer. Pair that with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer in 12 personnel sets, and defenses will be guessing all day. Pete Carroll's hinted at an explosive offense, and Gino's on board, saying he feels 21 at 34 years old. With his mobility, 793 rushing yards since 2022, he's a dual threat who can keep plays alive. Can this offense crack the top 15 in scoring? The Raiders' defense, led by stars like Max Crosby, will keep games close, giving Gino chances to shine in clutch moments. Last season, the defense ranked top 10 in sacks, and with new additions, they're poised to harass QBs like Patrick Mahomes in the AFC West. Gino's 12 game-winning drives since 2022 show he thrives under pressure, and with a better O-line and playmakers like Myers and Tucker, he's got the tools to deliver. Fantasy-wise, his Week 18 performance last year, 223 yards, 4 TDs, 26.3 points, shows his ceiling. Is Raider Nation ready to see Gino ball out in silver and black? So what's the vibe, Nation? Are we sleeping on Gino like the fantasy drafters? Or is he about to light up Allegiant Stadium? The Raiders are building something special, and with a favorable schedule, a stacked offense, and Gino's hunger to prove the doubters wrong, 2025 could be a turning point. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Will Gino be a fantasy steal, or are the rankings fair? Let's keep the conversation going. The season opener against the Patriots on September 7th is just around the corner, and Gino's facing his old team, the Seahawks, in the preseason. In his debut, he went 1-for-3 for 15 yards, but drops by Myers and Donte Thornton stalled his lone drive. No worries, preseason's for shaking off rust, and Gino looks sharp in minicamp, hitting Tucker and Bowers with laser precision. With Carroll's system and a dome-heavy schedule, Gino's poised for a career year. The Raiders' last playoff run was in 2021. Could this be the year they crash the postseason party? What's your prediction for the Silver and Black's record? Let's zoom in on the AFC West. The Chiefs are still the Kings, but the Chargers and Broncos are no slouches. Gino's got a chance to outshine Bo Nix and Justin Herbert in key divisional matchups, especially at home where he's nearly unstoppable. His 2024 Week 5 game against the Giants, 284 yards, 1 TD, 72 rushing yards, 22.6 fantasy points, shows he can deliver against weaker defenses. With the Raiders' improved O-line and Jeanty's ground game, Gino won't face the same pressure he did in Seattle. Can he lead Vegas to a winning record in the toughest division in football? Fantasy aside, Gino's leadership is the X factor. He's embraced his role, setting the tone in training camp with a work ethic that's got teammates hyped. Pete Carroll called him a natural leader who's been through the hard knocks of an NFL career. From a Jets bust to a Seahawks Pro Bowler, Gino's journey screams Raider grit. With Tom Brady's influence in the front office, the Raiders are building a winning culture. Will Gino's veteran presence and Carroll's coaching finally end the Raiders' playoff drought? Raider Nation, this is our year to shine. Gino Smith's ready to ball, our offense is stacked, and the silver and black are coming for respect. Hit that like button, drop your hot takes in the comments, and subscribe to stay locked in for all things Las Vegas Raiders. Share this with every Raiders fan you know. Let's flood the NFL with silver and black pride. Just win, baby.